I am going to introduce you to the Soldier Sailor Act that protects our military community from this type of situation. And we're going to have 24 hours to rectify this wrong that you've done on this soldier. And obviously that went to higher chains in this bank, but within 24 hours, he was out of foreclosure. The forced place insurance was removed. The monies that were due to him came back. And on top of that, I finished my mission by saying, ma'am, let me have the rest of his bills like car payment, credit cards.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. Excited to be with you today. I have someone, that has a wealth of knowledge who I'm sure you're going to get so much value from. Listen, I'm going to let her talk about what it is that she do. I think she's going to do a way more eloquent job than I could. And so I would like to introduce y'all to Miss Iris Romero. Miss Iris, how you doing today, ma'am?
Quentin, I'm doing awesome, man. This is a time that we have great opportunities if we actually seek these opportunities and learn to recognize these opportunities. So I'm feeling awesome, man.
Awesome. I love it. Well, listen, I want to dive right in. I want you to take us into your world. I want you to let our viewers know, give us a short version of what it is that your main focus is these days. If you want to tell them a little bit about how you got started, I'm sure they would love to hear that. And then also what markets you're operating in.
Awesome. I started this business, I would say between 35 years ago. And it was not in sales and real estate. I relocated to Miami to go to law school. I was at a real estate law firm where I actually started learning the meat and potatoes of real estate, which is title, which is a great thing to have. And once I did that, I had a hedge hunter come in and they actually built me up and took me away to finance, which is the second greatest asset in real estate. Learning finance is very important. And then after that, I'm not much of a corporate America. I went on my own. I opened my own brokerage firm and I excelled at this brokerage firm, thinking always outside of the box, financing, and always keeping in mind what the mission is. And if it's residential ownership, it's residential ownership of that house for that specific client. You cannot put and think that every single one is cut with the same pattern. Every person has different challenges. Everyone has different assets, and you've got to learn to recognize those and deal with what you've got. And with that said, it took me in after the crash that we had. It took me into sales, which is the third biggest asset in real estate. You and I both know knowledge is king, first of all. And building wealth through real estate and smart money habits, it's what I dedicated my time for my personal knowledge and teaching this to agents that have come through my doors, friends, and families. This is something that you want to get out there, because the more people know about these strategies, the better it is for our community.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Always thinking one thing: time is the most valuable asset that we have. We can't get it back. And nowadays, time is so important to spend with friends and family. So if we get into the habit of building proper wealth through real estate and smart money habits, we can all have that. Everyone's line and target, by the way, is different. We don't all have to have $20 million in the bank. We don't. And that's not what we're searching for. We're searching for quality of life. Am I right? Or is this not what you and I
Absolutely.
search for?
Mm, mm. Absolutely. No. Well, absolutely 100% correct. We're looking for quality of life. I love how your community approach, how you want to make sure that you strengthen people around you. You strengthen the community around you. And I absolutely love that. And I love your transition. I love how you, you've built yourself to where you are, starting back 33, 35 years ago to where you are now. And so, listen, one thing you mentioned before we got on here, you mentioned systems. And so it's not always easy in this climate. So what's been the key or the systems to keeping that machine running smoothly?
It's very important to maintain your goal, and you must always have your systems in place, no matter for what that is. And guess what? Our parents used to tell us, and we thought they were joking. They were always just trying to, mess with us. Not write them down. If you do
Mm,
not write that business plan, whether it's acing the exam, whether it is getting into whatever you want to do, you got to write it down. Put the business
yeah,
plan in front of you, start executing it. If it's something not working, tweaking it, pivoting, moving forward. But if you just sit around and expecting, that makes you a great dreamer. But a dream without
yeah,
motion and action is just a dream.
yeah.
That's why it's so
Mm,
important to write it down. Write everything down no matter what. Strategies don't come
mm,
out of the blue. It teaches you.
mm,
Life around you teaches you. And sometimes, most of the times, heck, you can't control what's around you. You can't control it, but you got to learn to pivot real fast. And that's one of the things
wow.
that we are not taught in high school, guys. We're not taught in school. You tell me, when was the last time that you learned any type of financial literacy in school? This is not
Mm,
something that is taught to us. And not
mm,
everyone is going to go to college. And let me tell
yeah,
you, some of my worst clients are doctors. They're brilliant, but they have zero financial knowledge because no one takes the time to do this. And financial knowledge and making these small habits as young as, believe it or not, 3, 4, 5 years old. Those are very important. A lesson that I taught my son when he was in elementary school was I taught him how to learn a business, and I taught him about finances. I was the bank. I was the one that bought the candy, but I also have a payment that he has to repay and interest. He had to know how many units were in that bag, how much he was going to sell those candy pieces to get a profit. Because sometimes we
mm,
get so focused in what we do and what we're doing, we forget the most important person, us. If we don't pay
yeah,
us first, then we have no business. So I said, make sure you put this. And I taught him how to diversify. How? getting your friends now that were into this to come to you and now work for you, and you now fund their business. Now you become the banker.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
So it's a lot of different things that we could do with our children. We could do with our families, because today it is a village and we all need to contribute to that family. Mom and dad are out there working, bringing in the main beef and potato, but the kids need to have those also. Why? Because that lawn has to be done. We're paying someone to do it when we have kids at home. Why? Why are we paying someone to clean the house? Teach those kids. Now, teach them those lessons, but also teach them finances as they're doing it and having them grow their business. So these are habits that have to come from young to build them, because they only get stronger and better. And those are things that I always try to teach. Never live above your means. If you stay always under the radar and learn to save, but you don't save to save. We save to invest. If we do not save to invest, that we don't grow wealth. And you know the difference between a rich man and a wealthy man?
Talk to me.
It's generational. The rich man has the money today, but the wealthy one, their grandchildren would have that. Why? Because you got to learn the rules of the game, guys.
Yeah. No, I love it. I mean, I love everything you're saying. I love how you teaching your son financial literacy. And I love one of the things that you said earlier on. We was talking about pivoting fast. Like sometimes you have to learn to pivot fast. And that's something that we talk about here on this podcast, is that everybody, sometimes most people focus on the success, but they don't show the journey it took to get to success. And so, I was wondering if you can tell us a moment when things got real for you. Maybe when a deal went sideways, maybe a time when you had to pivot fast. Do you mind sharing a story like that with our viewers?
Absolutely. When the market crashed, I only had one type of client, which was a very wealthy type of client that I was doing financing. I had a lot of real estate that I had purchased, and I also had a Paso Fino horse farm. So I was raising horses. And that's a very expensive hobby, by the way. And unfortunately, because of the jumbo loans being frozen, I could only survive in my business because I did always have a plan of this happening. We just didn't have such a global plan to that happen, and it happened. So I was in chaos, and I was very close of losing my primary home and some of my investments properties, because if that tenant stops paying, you can't pay that mortgage. That's why it's so important to have a property, cash flowing property, and saving money for those times. So at that time, I had to pivot. If I was not able to maintain my business, my office in Coral Gables, the rent was extremely expensive. Now, the legal knowledge that I had afforded me something very important in my real estate lease with that company, by the way, because in all of my commercial leases, if I represent the tenant, I always write a little clause there stating that if the property sells, I have 6 months that I can tell the new buyer that I will not be staying as a tenant. And people don't understand why. And that's because on any sale, taxes, insurance, and everything goes up. That means that on the type of lease that I had a triple net, my expenses were going to go up. So I was only there for another 3 months, and I was able to get out of the lease. And then I was praying, saying, what do I do? Those horses have to eat every day. They don't care about the economy. I had a 3-year-old baby boy. My husband at the time was working with me. He had to go back to what he did before, which was he was a general manager of a hotel in Miami Beach. We know that that doesn't pay enough to cover all those expenses. So I started out.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Because of that knowledge, someone came to me, and I still don't know, and I know that it was an angel. They came to me, a lady, it was a Spanish lady that didn't speak a word of English. She came to me because her son was a military officer, and he was losing his house. The reason why he was losing his house was because he was out at war. So his mom had power of attorney. The banks asked her for proof of insurance. She had no idea what the letter stated. She kept sending her monthly payment like she was supposed to. When she tried to call them to ask them, no one would speak with her, even though she had power of attorney. So one thing led to another. They force-placed insurance. Mortgage went up. She kept paying the same amount because she was not aware of it. Eventually, they put her in foreclosure. Somehow she got a hold of me. She literally came to my house. And I told her, I've got you. So I called the bank and I sent power of attorney. And then I expressed myself very simply, and I very eloquently put, not to antagonize them. And I said, I am going to introduce you to the Soldier Sailor Act that protects our military community from this type of situation. And we're going to have 24 hours to rectify this wrong that you've done on this soldier. And obviously that went to higher chains in this bank. But within 24 hours, he was out of foreclosure. The forced place insurance was removed. The monies that were due to him came back. And on top of that, I finished my mission by saying, ma'am, let me have the rest of his bills like car payment, credit cards, because under that Soldier Sailor Act, I'm able to put it at a 6% interest rate. And I reduced all of this. Now, she says, how much do I owe you? And I said, ma'am, I can't charge a military soldier for this. So I didn't. And then she recommended another soldier, her daughter. And I'm going, am I ever going to make money? But you know what? I learned so much about how to deal with the banks, and that led me to pivot. I am going to help my community get out of this situation because attorneys were charging so much money that people couldn't afford, and the ones that they couldn't afford were going and under the cracks. And I started doing mortgage modifications, and that led to mortgage modifications if you could afford to keep the house under proper guidelines, or let's sell this property and keep a lot of your equity before you lose the property and lose your equity. And that's how I pivoted. And all we have to do, like I said, because I practice jujitsu, all I have to do is one more second without being tapped. And that's what I did. I pivoted to that, and I was able to put income into this because I recognized the need, and I was able to put income that, was it a lot? No, but it was enough to keep my family afloat. But where I succeeded was my community, especially my military community, were now having a breather, and I was able to help them out because we got to get back. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah. No, I think I hear you very clearly. And I told you, I love the way you focus on the community. Can't say it as eloquently as you said it, but you pretty much been saying there has to be a passion. There has to be something, a passion, a purpose that kind of keeps us going. And I hear it. I hear it with your business. I hear why you're doing what you're doing. You're serving people, and I absolutely love it. So listen, I want to ask you this. What is the next, what are you most focused on scaling next? Like what's the next real goal for you?
Uh, I've accumulated my residual, what I call my residual income, which is very important. And now I have
Absolutely.
the time and the passion to continue what I do, which is I want to teach everyone who wants to listen financial literacy and how to accumulate wealth. And the fastest way that I know that has been proving to me at how to build wealth has been through real estate. I
Yeah.
dabble into the crypto, but that's not what I do best. What I do best and where I've gotten my results have been in real estate and financial literacy. So I am actually working right now. I'm working on a book that I want to release about
Beautiful.
this. And
Beautiful.
the book, if you were to see it, you say, okay, what is this? Remember what I said a little while ago. Financial literacy starts very young age. So my book of financial literacy is actually for children. It's not for
Huh.
adults, but adults will get a lot out of it. Why? Because it's so important. And on top of that, I am building that book, but I'm also trying to build a community unity out there, outreach, where people that are right now going through a lot of hardship can
Yeah.
contact that community, and together all these types of different avenues of resources and so forth can go in there and we can help. Remember the jiu-jitsu rule. All you have to do is live one more second. So if we can get
Mm.
you over that little hump into that community, building it, that's where I believe that my journey is taking me. It's taking
Yeah.
me. I'm not saying that I'm leaving the game because I love the game.
Yeah.
I'm saying that it's now time for me to my diversification right now. More importantly for me, it's in my community because I'm seeing what's
Yeah.
going around it. And if I don't do
Yeah.
something about it, then I'm no better than the person that is trying to keep the other ones down. Knowledge is king. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do. I'm building this community with strangers from all different walks of lives, putting them together so that we can do something productive. And by the way, what you're doing today is so important because
Yeah. Yeah.
these types of podcasts that you're doing, this is not just how to make money.
Right.
Anybody can make money. It's
Right.
how to build it, recognize it, and share it. We have got
Yeah.
to get back into the old ways, which is you make it, teach those to do it. Why do you want to keep everything to yourself? When is enough going to be enough? Again,
Yeah.
it's time and quality of life. And last I heard, my quality of life is with my friends and family. And this is what my journey is taking me for the next part of phase of my life is doing that. My son is 20 years old. He's in college.
Right.
He's doing awesome. And I am so proud of him. And I see through him different things, obviously, because his way of being introduced into this business was not something that came out of a stranger. He's been involved in real estate his entire life. For God's sakes, one of my offices when he was born was his room because I had to work and he was there. So he grew up learning this. But I am so excited to see with the community aspect how his journey is going to take off, knowing that mom always taught to always learn it, make it yours, succeed, teach it, and pass it on forward. And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. I love again your community approach. I love your son. He's so blessed and what you're doing with him. And then just what you're doing, just wanting to teach people, make sure people are financially literate. building a community and you want to partner with people who want to help other people that's in hard times, right? And so I see it. I see what you're doing. I see how relationships are important to you. And so I just thank you for what you're doing. I thank you for your focus, for the systems you have in place, and just overall, just your integrity with what you're doing. And so thank you so much. And listen, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
They can send me an email. My email address is my full name, Iris, I for Yvette, Romero at gmail.com. My company is Skyland International Realty. I am always available. Anything that they need, any question, I am available. And what I tell people, don't wait for the problem to contact me. When you see that there's a concern, that's when you contact me, because that's when we have options. When we have a problem, we have only a few solutions, and sometimes maybe not. But when there's that anticipation, that's when you have so many different options. So they can reach out to me there for sure.
Yeah, there
I
she
want to
is, Miss
thank you for
Iris.
what you're doing. This is awesome. Like I said before,
Uh,
you're doing something that we need more of this in our community. And I love the way that the way that you approached me, the way that your podcast, I did some research on you. Man, you're awesome. And I really want to thank you, and I appreciate you. And I see you, and I see what you're doing, and it's awesome.
Miss Iris, you did me to what I was trying to do to you. I'm supposed to sing your praises, but I humbly thank you. I take serious what we do. And so thank you so much. And saying to you, like, thank you for what you're doing for your community. Thank you for building legacy for your family, building that wealth that's going to sustain your children and your children's children. So I applaud you and what you're doing and what you're building. So I humbly receive it and then I throw it right back at you. So thank you so
Thank
much,
you
Miss
so
Iris.
much, brother. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, y'all got it. I told y'all at the top why I was excited. Y'all see why I was excited. And so, listen, all I want you to do is hit that subscribe button. That way, you can come back in and you can continue to just get this value from these amazing people, just like Miss Iris, that we're going to continue to bring on. So, Miss Iris, thank you again. And to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.